From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
How you doing? The kids have come to play today. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. With all due respect, have several seats. My girls are always turned out. I give it to you straight, no chaser.
Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching our show. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. How you doing? I'm feeling teetery. I'll explain. Let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics. Thank you. The holidays, no, look. The holidays were really good to us here at Wendy. We gave away so much good stuff to our studio audience. And, you know, I'm always, you know, at the helm of, you know, what I like to give to you all because I want it for myself. This weekend, remember we gave that Homedic foot massager away? Look. I'm in my mom cave. I got the feet going, and then we gave away that back thing too. The whole thing at one time, and you know, if you massage yourself for too long, you feel weak. You know what I mean? Like your muscles. So my ankles, as I'm walking out here, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to fall. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to fall. Anyway, happy Monday. You know what else I did over the weekend? Well, you know, I love when we go in the Wendy kitchen here because there are a lot of times that there are recipes that I really want to make. And last week, Ellie Krieger, who looks like Boo Boo Kitty from Empire, Ellie was here and she showed us vegetarian burgers, and she made them for us. And I took them all home with me afterwards because they were really good when I was standing there biting them. So what I did was I crunched them all up and put taco seasoning in them and made tacos. The crowd went wild. Yeah, really good. Thank you, Ellie. If you want that recipe for her burgers, go to wendyshow.com. And then sad news this morning about David Bowie. And who knew he was battling cancer for 18 months? You know, he was only 69 years old. He just turned 69 last week. And of course, you know, he leaves behind his wife, Iman, who's friend to our show. He's got a son who's a little bit older than his daughter with Iman. Their daughter, though, is approximately 15 years old. So thinking of you, family. Thinking of you. Did you watch the Golden Globes last night? I was back and forth, but I did get a chance to see some of the big winners. Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah, for his movie Revenant, won for Best Drama, and then Matt Damon's The Martian won for Best Comedy. Now, I'm not familiar with this movie, but a lot of people were saying, this is not a comedy. Why is he even in the category? I don't know. I think that award shows are regularly unfair. I have no idea. And then Lady Gaga won for Best Actress for American Horror Story. People were making a big deal because she forgot to thank her fiance. I mean, you know, do you know how your head spins when you win an award? I mean, I don't know. But I'm just assuming, you know, they call your name and, you know, your head spins, which is why you pull a note out of your wig and then you have, you know, I want to thank this one and that one and so on and so forth. I didn't think it was a big deal. Look, Taylor was there. They asked Taylor to be some sort of presenter or something. He said, no, this is Gaga's night because she's nominated. While I'm not a huge fan of from the neck up in this particular picture, because I do think that Lady Gaga is very attractive, but from the neck down, this dress is, oh my gosh. You know? Gaga was saying that Donatella Versace made this dress particularly for her. I can imagine it has a whole bunch of boning and stuff, just so womanly, classy. If I were Taylor, though, I might be a little upset because I don't know that he's an award-winning actor. No, he isn't. But he's still on Chicago.
Fire.
Fire.
Med, PD.
Chicago Fire.
PD? Chicago Hope?
Fire. It's a lot of them.
Okay. Something dealing with Chicago. Hey, Shy. But anyway, I don't know. She said, I've always wanted to be an actress, even before singing, but there's something about somebody winning an award when they step out of their lane doing something else that I might be a little salty. Not much, just a little. And everyone was talking about when Gaga went to the stage and she hip bumped Leonardo DiCaprio. But you know what? He took it like a man. Yeah. Look, it's The Rock. Anyway, beautiful dress, great reaction for Leo, and Taraji P. Henson. She's so entertaining. She's very entertaining. So, you know, you might already know this, but I'll remind you, the Golden Globes is that award show where they drink all through the award show, so by the time they get called up to the stage, maybe their eyes are a little red and they're a little turned up, which is always fun. And she won for Best Actress, and she passed out cookies to everybody on her way, because, you know, after her character, on the way to the stage. And then she gave what people call a very memorable speech. Take a look.
Okay, if you haven't, get off my train. Cookies for everyone tonight. My treat. So many people are, please rap. Wait a minute. I waited 20 years for this. You gonna wait? Yeah, you gonna give me a little more time. I think, yeah, my fans, they've been praying for this. They're all on Twitter like, yeah, hope you get it. You gotta give me time.
I loved her hair and her makeup, and we'll talk about the dress later on when my fashion panel comes out to break down the red carpet's hits and misses with our Style Watch panel later on. By the way, do you have Powerball fever? Am I the only one in the room who doesn't play the lottery? Clap if you don't play the lottery. I've never played it in my life, you know, but this Powerball, as you know, the biggest jackpot in history, $1.3 billion. But they say you have a better chance of naturally getting pregnant with quadruplets than winning Powerball, or being struck by lightning while drowning by playing Powerball. And you Powerball ticket buyers are holding up the line at my convenience stores. You know, all I wanted to do was buy a Snapple, and here you are, standing in line, scratching and sniffing. I don't, you know, I grew up, my father, good morning, Daddy, good morning, Mommy. My father was a lottery player. You probably still do play, don't you, Daddy? And you know, it was just something that he did, and he would hit. I remember growing up as a little girl in Ocean Township in New Jersey. He'd win like $300 or $500, sometimes as much as $1,000, but he was never a big winner. And I just look at it as a bunch of ones. You might as well just open your window and let your wallet fly out. Now, I know that I'm sure that there are a bunch of pools going on here at the show between the staff and the crew, and I would just hope that if you all win, that you'll just still stay with me. Just stay. Just saying. Suzanne, Brendan was telling me that you all got a sectional over the weekend.
Yes, we got a brand new couch.
Yeah.
And it's really nice and big, and he can lay on one side and I can lay on the other, and we don't even touch.
I love a sectional.
It's the greatest thing.
I love a sectional.
It's perfect.
You can fall asleep on a sectional. So good. Anyway, the next Powerball drawing is Wednesday night. You know, by the way, even though I don't play the lottery, one of my favorite shows on TV, I think it's on TLC, it's called The Lottery Changed My Life. And then there's one, The Lottery Ruined My Life. And I love it, you know, anyway, everyone in the audience, we got you all Powerball tickets. But look, here's the thing. If you win, can you still find it in your schedule just to come by and say hello once in a while? And I don't mind if you buy me something either. As far as I'm concerned, you know, the lottery, schmottery, you know, the Powerball is, you know, making your money is what you do when you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you work all day. When I got this talk show, I feel like this is the Powerball. So I'm, you know, but if you win, I wear a size 11, sometimes a 12. So, you know, Coldplay to me is not a reason to watch the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm not interested. And so now here go the Super Bowl people trying to zhuzh things up. Something tells me the committee watches our show. Because weren't we talking about this last week? That they need to do something. Coldplay is not a reason to watch the halftime at the Super Bowl. So now they have Beyonce as a guest star. If I looked at the caller ID and saw the Super Bowl committee, I would not have answered the phone. Because my thought is Beyonce already tore down Super Bowl halftime by herself. Why does she have to step behind Coldplay? And I get it. You know, Beyonce and Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow and Jay-Z, they're all friends with each other or whatever. But I'd be like, friend schmend. You know, this is business and I am not your wingman. You know? And they say that Chris Martin and Beyonce have a song together, but I don't know those words, so I don't even care about that. You know, if she's not gonna get up there, you know, that's what I like. You know, besides, during the Super Bowl halftime, I don't want to see a concert. I want to see supreme entertainment. And I feel like, oh, and they also added the fabulous Bruno Mars. Not yeah. If I were him, I would have looked at the caller ID. I wouldn't have picked up either. Are you serious? Bruno Mars has already torn down halftime at the Super Bowl by himself. What do Beyonce and Bruno Mars see in being, you know, the second and third person behind Coldplay? I don't care. I don't care about this halftime show. I'm very nervous, and I don't think that Coldplay is halftime material. I mean, that's my opinion. On another note, I saw this really cute picture of Blue Ivy and her grandma Tina, right? Everyone looks better with a little makeup, even a 3-year-old, right? No, she's adorable. Yeah, and that's the way to do it, Granny. Yeah. Granny. I got so many, really? I got so many phone calls and texts this weekend regarding El Chapo being captured. Because if any of you all have ever seen my sit down, well, stand up, but I sit down, I had some jokes in there about El Chapo still being on the loose. Well, he was captured on Friday after being on the loose for 6 months. And he met up with Sean Penn, as I know that you've heard, and Sean did the article for Rolling Stone magazine. Well, they met in the middle of the jungle. There were about 100 El Chapo security people around to be sure that Sean didn't try to pull a fast one. And they used burner cell telephones to be in touch with each other to meet. And Sean had to like take the plane to the train, take the plane to the train. Shout out to all my New York tri-state people. Do you remember that commercial? Take the plane to the train. He had to use several different modes of transportation to get to the jungle to do it. And he wants a movie made for him, Hollywood style. Well, I always tell you, everyone wants to be famous for whatever reason. El Chapo was perfectly good on the run. He wasn't killing anybody. He wasn't dealing drugs. You remember he escaped from prison. He dug a hole in his shower and then jumped on a unicycle with a homemade like track down there. I remember the hole led him to his safe house. So I guess he came up maybe through the garage or something like that at the safe house. Just so ingenious. They say he spent like $1 million to make all this stuff happen, but it worked and he was out there until all of a sudden he wants to be famous. Some people are mad at Sean for doing the interview. I'm not. I would have done the interview. I mean, would you have been scared? I mean, I would have been a little nervous, but I wouldn't have been scared. And I would have definitely been working on my questions and get in there and interview him. And quite frankly, this is a story that does need to be told. Because, El Chapo, they say, in addition to being one of the largest drug dealers in the world, he's got blood on his hand from like over 1,000 bloodations. Murders. And so you kind of want to know how that works out. And what is his girlfriend all about? And are his kids a part of the operation? And who do you think should play El Chapo? Now, originally I said Sean Penn. But you know what? Well, because Sean knows him best. But Sean is just a regular white man, and my heart of hearts feels as though this role should go to somebody of Hispanic descent. They don't necessarily have to be Mexican, but certainly Mark Consuelos, Kelly's husband. There you go. So cute. Anyway, speaking of Sean, Madonna and Sean were together over the weekend. Well, she allegedly is in the middle of some sort of tour or something, and I guess dealing with her son, who at this point, we don't know whether he's just a plain jerk, because you know how teenagers could be, or whether Madonna has some culpability in him running to London to live with his father. But she broke tour to attend a fundraiser with Sean. It was in LA, and she didn't hold back. This is what she told the crowd.
So I want to say, Sean, that I love you. From the moment that I laid eyes on you. And I still love you, just the same. I just wish you'd stop smoking so many cigarettes.
That's cute. Like, I would like to see them back together. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly why they broke up, but the streets have been talking for years. But with that said, if she forgives him, then so can we. And to me, he's a better look for her than some 23-year-old background dancer. And I know that she's going through difficult times now with her son, Rocco. Some of the things that Rocco was saying are that she's a disciplinarian and, but her schedule's too hectic. Like, he's tired of traipsing around the world with her, doing concerts and off a plane and, onto a train and in various hotels and things like that. And, he's 15. So I guess he just wants to live a more stable, normal life. So he's with his father in London. It's all very sad. Kids can be such jerks. Really. Did you hear that Keisha Knight Pulliam is engaged? Yeah. It's who she's engaged to that startled everyone. Well, she's engaged to the former NFL star Ed Hartwell. And now Ed used to be with Lisa Wu. Remember from the Atlanta Housewives? Right, they were married, and now they're not. But no one knew that Keisha, who was in a long-term relationship, she's been with Big Tigger, I think, for quite a few years. Nobody knew that they broke up. Big Tigger's a radio personality. He does some TV stuff as well. Bang, gang, 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 gang. He does TV stuff as well. So when she announced their engagement on social media, everybody thought she was marrying Tigger, didn't know anything about Ed. Even Tigger had said people were calling and social mediaing him, telling him congratulations. In my mind, I was like, wow, Tigger and Rudy are taking it to the altar. So I was shocked to see it was Ed Hartwell. My prediction is the following. Uh-huh. Well, I always do. My thought is that while I love I love Kim Fields, she's not a good housewife. She's not in the mix, and that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. So they're about to boot her off. This is my thought. They're about to boot her off the show, and they will replace Tootie with Rudy. Yeah. So cute.